Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Astrology chat for June 14th, 2024. So the keys for today are to be really honest about the fact that there's parts of your mind and your spirit that you need to take the time to get to know and to express. And today is the big Kazemi between the Sun and Mercury. So this is a consumption, there's a burnout, there's a new story, as Mercury is both being born and being burnt within the energy of the Sun. And so there is this really quick energy. It's Mercury and the Sun in Gemini. So there is this emphasis on other people and communicating with your brothers and sisters and kind of all of that, but that's not the part that I'm being led to talk to you guys about. I will leave that for other astrologers. In my meditation, I have been guided to tell you that today is a really good day to get comfortable with accepting the process of going into your own mind. And if you allow yourself to just commit to taking the steps a little bit in some different ways every day, if it's journal writing, if it's reading about people who have processed your experiences, whatever it is, right, that dark tunnel in your mind or in your heart that has in some way or another separated you from yourself, from your own power, allow yourself to say today is a day that I'm going to get to know myself. I'm going to be a good friend to myself. I'm going to be a good partner to myself. I'm going to be a good partner and participant in my healing and my communication and allowing myself to learn new words and new modalities and new perspectives so that I can heal and I can grow. And I'm saying this in light of the fact that we do have the Sun in conjunction with Mercury, but we also have some really tense energies that with the Sun squaring the Moon today, that it makes you really aware of what doesn't fit. So we have the Moon in the beginning of the day in Virgo. This is all about the order. This is about the health of things. This is the state of things. This is the organization of things, right? And then we have the Moon moving in to Libra after a void at 1:53 p.m. And so there's a really short void, and we immediately have this space between, like, while we're looking at the system and running the system, and then we see how the system that is internally happening for us is directly related to what's happening in our relationships with other people. And I want to remind everybody that the South Node is in Libra. And so there is this energy of release, of integration, of awareness, of analysis, so that you can go through this processing of understanding who you are, where you come from, and looking into the dark shadows of your own mind, and not from a sense of like you have to run from it or you have to be ashamed of it, but allowing yourself to be honest about it so you can begin to bring light into those spaces as your spirit is leading you to. And this challenge is so, yes, you can heal, but also that you can grow and share what you know about your type of dark places with other people who probably know about them too. And if we're all quiet about what's actually happening, if we're all quiet about what's hard and what we're feeling, then how will we as a collective change and as individuals? And so with the Moon making a square to both Venus and the Sun, there is this tension, there is this invitation to be honest about like what you really need, right? What do you really need? Where have you not felt like you had a community or family? And how do you need to design that to be that for yourself and for other people? And then we do have an opposition to the Moon in Neptune while still in Virgo. It happens right before the void. And so there's like this spiritual awareness of like where the perspective is slightly askew. And maybe just for this time, just try for this round, instead of making it all your fault, making it an opportunity to understand how the pieces have came together and how you can take them apart and put them together again in a way that really honors who you are. And this in really intense lightning energy to do so is triggered very much by the trine to Pluto retrograde and the trine to Uranus. And so there is on both sides of the day, right, when the Moon is in Virgo and with Uranus, and then on the other side of the day when the Moon is in Libra with the Pluto retrograde, there is again this deep introspection. There is this opportunity to be like, oh, I can be honest about myself, and it's going to be uncomfortable. It's going to be a little hard, especially when the Moon with Mars and Saturn in a semi-square. It's awkward, right? But there's also that trine to Jupiter says, well, you can grow and you can do this, and you can change your behavior. You can change your life. You just have to be honest about the kind of life you've lived and what you're living and where you want to live in your own mind and your own spirit. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you tomorrow.